Welcome to Community Commerce. This week we are with Robert Urbanek of
Correct.
UrbanPC. Thank you for joining us, Robert.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
Uh,
Appreciate that.
well, I know this is a new location for you. You want to talk about how you got started in this business and how you got moved down here?
All the moving for me is because of my wife. So we ended up in Lakeville, and I had to basically drive to Woburn I used to teach computer subjects, and so it was a long drive, and I decided to open a business locally so I don't have to drive. And that's how it started, and we already been here for about 6 years.
Oh, wow.
And we're still here. So I guess we're doing something correctly.
Oh, definitely. I hear you do a lot of work with different groups in the community as well. I know you've done some work with the library in the past,
I have.
and you've done some work for the town as well. You want to talk a little bit about some of that?
Well, because by profession I am an IT instructor,
Okay.
okay, and I specialize in teaching Microsoft product. So basically, when I started my business, I thought maybe I can contribute something to community, and I started sort of classes for people who don't know anything about computers.
Okay.
Mostly of them, obviously, elderly people, okay, like not young ones, because the young ones, they already learn computers in school. So I decided to, sort of teach them basics and, not to be afraid of the computer. So I have to admit that I have stopped doing this for a while, but I'm thinking about coming back and doing this again.
Oh, that would be
So
great.
that was, we had this learning for about 2 years. It was in Lakeville Library, and then we did in Millboro Library as well.
Okay. Well, that's excellent. A lot of people are very familiar with you from that, and I know you used to be a little bit further down on 105. What caused you to move down here into this plaza?
Like the computer industry changes so fast
yeah.
today. And when I started, I tell you the truth that maybe 20% of people would use their phone for emails, for example,
Yep.
right? But today, almost anybody who has a smartphone will not use their computers.
Yeah.
So the industry changed so much to the point that we basically become irrelevant when it comes to service. So I try to be relevant.
Right.
Okay, so we moved down here for better location, basically. Business location,
Oh, yeah.
location, right? So, and we're going to try to do different things. Still servicing computers. We still do, local repairs and stuff like that, like screens or small phones. Even we repairs, do repairs on those things. And but we want to do some more, like expand, like maybe some training. So that's why I have a bigger facility here. Still in a sort of setup mode. We just moved, and so we try to expand to the different areas. Okay.
Okay. And I understand you also do sales here as well for a little bit, where people can come in and get, if their computer crashes, they can come in and get a new one as well.
Oh, absolutely. We do all the majority of sales we do for corporate clients. So we don't try to compete with Best Buy,
Of
right?
course.
Big shots, because it's kind of difficult.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we do on-hand customer support. So it's sort of like we try to give better feeling for the money spent for the customer. So for example, we have developed fixed pricing. So you don't come here and have by hour charges.
Yeah.
So we give you the price before we fix your computer, and it doesn't go up. You know what I mean? So we were trying to stay relevant in an aspect of service, even though the computer service industry basically is dying off.
Well, I understand as far as some of the services you also offer optimizations and stuff like that for when people first get their computers.
That's correct. You can purchase computer anywhere. You can bring it over. We can remove all this adware for you, optimize it. Give you some advice on what type of security software to use. Quite often, we proud of ourselves that I've been in that business for over 20 years. So we have some expertise that you would not normally get in the big store settings. I teach people who work in those settings,
Yep.
so they usually don't have that much experience when they work in Best Buy or Staples or other
Right.
big stores. But so that's why we try to stay competitive on this side, give a little bit more, you know, um, feel that you are appreciated as a customer versus like being just the number.
Right. And what's I see you do a lot of service here. What would you say is your most common? What do people seem to have the biggest issue with that they bring their computers in?
Well, obviously spyware,
Oh
right?
yeah, of course.
Today, yes, and people. One big mistake that everybody does is that they assume that having antivirus software on their computer protects them from viruses,
Right.
and that's obviously not true. And they all have some holes in it, so they're always passing through something. So your computer should be checked periodically, once in a half year, especially if you actually creating purchases, like
Right.
doing purchasing online, or you're checking your bank account. Those things are very important to keep clean, because today the software can harm you, not the way that it used to be. 15 years ago, when you got the virus, it wiped out your computer.
Yeah.
Today, they're going to steal what you're typing, for example, or they want to steal your personal information, so they can break to your account, or steal your credit card number or something to
Right.
that extent. So it's much more dangerous. I would rather have my computer wipe out
Yeah.
versus like my security compromised by divulging, for example, your social security number with the credit card.
Right. But if they were to wipe out your whole computer, they wouldn't be able to get that info from you.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That's
Yep.
changed. So there's very little viruses out there today.
Right.
Majority of threats come from spyware. So we do clean that. Okay, it's increasingly more difficult to do this, I have to admit. But that's why we created the fixed price structure. So basically, that protects the customer from thinking like, oh, I'm going to bring it over and I'm going to spend $500, $300
Right.
to clean up the computer, and that's not the case. We have two basic levels, and if one doesn't work, then we go to the higher level.
Yep.
And basically, between those two, we are able to fix anything on your computer.
Oh, excellent. Now, is there any other specialized services you offer? I know you said you do work with email and cell phones as well.
That's correct. Well, we fix all the, gaming consoles.
Oh, all right.
Okay. We do fix small phones, like if you have a broken screen, right?
Okay.
All
Yep.
the, laptop services, from changing motherboards, repairing them, even more specialized repairs as well. So my technician is electronic from Navy,
Okay.
electronic technician from Navy, so he's very good. So he prides himself fixing those things like that. So very few people do that today, because
Right.
the price of the hardware today is very low.
Yeah.
So.
Well, is there anything else you'd like people to know about what you offer here?
Well, basically what we do is we obviously do service at people's houses. So we'll go anywhere here in Massachusetts pretty much.
Oh, wow.
So there is no really a boundary for us. And any type of computer or software related services that you would think of, we provide. So I know we're not that big, but we are very versatile. Okay. Myself, I've been teaching computer subjects for about 13 years right now. So we're going to eventually have a training area here as well. But the core of my business here is corporate. So we do IT consulting
Okay.
for small companies. Obviously, we can't compete with some bigger service companies, but if you have a small business and you would like to have some personal, touch, right? Instead of having someone every week, some other technician comes
Shuffle,
into your
yeah.
business. So we can do that, and as well, I specialize in Microsoft product. So basically, all the networking, all the email, for example, um, on a corporate side is Microsoft. So you get, I'm fully certified, to do that, and like I mentioned before, I have over 20 years of experience. So you can get a good value for low price.
Oh, great. Do you also do work in Macs and Linux as well?
Yes, we do. My guy Peter is a very good Linux guy.
Okay.
Okay, he prides himself to say I'm a geeky Linux guy. Okay, so that's what he does. I do Linux as well, but I wouldn't compare myself to him. He's very good in this. So we try to actually sell computers that are Linux based. Because you have much greater security on the Linux side versus on the Windows side. And today, those operating systems are very, very close to each other. So on a consumer side, you wouldn't see much difference between using Linux or Windows. So it's a great improvement on a side that, and it's the operating system is free. Okay, and
you
the
really
Windows
can't beat that.
You can't beat that. That's exactly true. And so we do Macs. I actually started my career by working for Apple.
Oh.
Okay, so dealer, not Apple, but Apple dealer.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. So I know Macs very well. I have probably about 4 of them. So we do fix Macs.
Okay.
Okay, we're not authorized to fix them, but any type of Mac we can fix. You can get parts. So there is no that difference, and we have that expertise, for the Mac products.
Oh, that's excellent. Now, if somebody is having an issue with their computer or would like to come in and just ask a few questions about their computer and security, how would they be able to get a hold of you?
Well, we're located 330 Bedford Street, Savas Plaza in Lakeville. This is the busiest plaza, right? This is the downtown of Lakeville. Okay, if you want to think about, next to the post office. Okay, so everybody knows where we are. And they can come anytime. We open from 10 to 8 p.m. Someone is always here from 9 a.m. as well.
Okay.
So we open on Saturdays as well from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we do service any day, even Sunday. So if you need service at home, you want to call in, we can set it up. Obviously, we'll have to know that, a couple days before, because I have to, arrange that with my tax. So we do, offer consultation here. If you come over, you have questions. Obviously, we can't spend exorbitant of time with you with this, okay? But obviously, you can come over and ask questions. We always be glad to answer them and talk to you, no problem. And that's why we sort of trying to be that local IT guy for you, right?
Yeah. Well, that's excellent. It sounds great, and so if people want to get a hold of you, they can just stop on by here at the Savas Plaza, and we wish you the best. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much for coming. And if you'd like to visit our website, which is www.urban-pc.com, or call us at 508-947-5504, or just call us 1-888-IFIX-PCs.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Robert.
Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it.